So why is this a good deal for the Red Sox?
I look at it as a smart deal, and I can phrase it as a good deal. Red Sox fans aren't going to want to hear that, but I can phrase it that way because I understand the thought behind it.
Which is
also you're getting rid of David Price, and David Price has 3 more years under full contract, $32 million, $32 million, $32 million. I mean, that's a lot of money for a guy who started more than 30 games twice in the last 7 years.
Well,
he's just not what he was.
He's going to go out to L.A. and be Cy Young again.
I mean, he might. I think those days are over. I mean, I know you're joking around. But he might have a nominal uptick because now the DH is gone, even though some of the pitchers in the NL could mash, Noah Syndergaard could hit, et cetera, blah, blah, blah. I mean, he'll be fine. He'll be slotted in third behind Buehler and Clayton Kershaw for sure. Listen, the Dodgers have by far the best outfield in baseball, and the Dodgers are going to be phenomenal. But what this does, and I think you have to incorporate a few aspects here. Number one, we talk about equity with fan bases, right? Certain teams can do certain things, and if their fan base is rational, they'll understand this. And the Red Sox have delivered 4 championships this century.
Yeah.
4.
I know.
4. So they've got a pitcher who was a diminished talent at this point, who was due a lot of money. They got rid of him. They didn't want to re-sign Mookie Betts for whatever reason, the luxury tax thresholds and all that stuff.
Yep.
So they move on from him. But
being financially prudent, I get it.
Yeah, but you also have to factor this. Even if they kept Mookie Betts right now, say if they said, you know what, we're going to hold on to him and maybe we'll re-sign him. We'll rethink that. They are, at best, the third best team in their division. Yankees are going to be 15 to 20 games better.
I see you.
The Rays are better.
Yep.
And I got to tell you, Toronto, with a little upgrade in a few spots with those young kids, Toronto's right there with Boston.
So they're cashing out a little bit. Now, the Boston Red Sox are still going to be responsible for some of David Price's
freight, a little bit.
Salary. So it's not
small chunk.
It's not a full washing of the hands, but it does move him out the door.
It's a washing that they wanted.
And it's been like good, like great, but also like really ugly with David Price.
Got him a World Series.
I agree.
And then, the whole with the, what do you have? What do you call that?
Carpal
tunnel playing Fortnite.
Was he fighting with, what's his name, Eckersley? And
yeah, there was that constant spat with Eckersley, who was a broadcaster.
Like there's some drama hanging around.
Yeah.
And it probably is not reflective on what happens on a baseball diamond, but it's still there.
Well,
right? It's negativity for no reason.
And listen, Tiki, if he's got a sub 2.5 ERA and a whip that's barely over 1, and he's striking out 220 hitters a year, you put up with it.
Yeah.
At this point, he's certainly expendable. But this is less about Price and certainly more about the big vision for the Red Sox. And you have to also incorporate this. What just happened to the Houston Astros? The Houston Astros, aside from losing their manager and their GM, the Astros and the $5 million, which means nothing, lost back-to-back first and second round picks in back-to-back years.
Yeah.
And that means that the Red Sox will lose something similar, if not worse. So by getting back some prospects from the Dodgers, and listen, I'm not going to waste time on if we were doing a show in Boston, I would get into the small print of the prospects they got in return. I'm not going to waste anybody's time on that. One is a lefty hitter with home run power. The other is a flame-throwing pitcher. That's all you need to know. Are they going to be stars? Who the hell knows? They're prospects.
I think this is both. I think this is great for both of these teams, by the way. From what you said with the Boston Red Sox, but for the Dodgers, I mean, the conversation around the Dodgers, and they can't really say anything because Rob Manfred, this is pertaining to the Houston Astros situation and kind of the Boston Red Sox as well. I'm surprised they actually did deal with them because of what happened in the World Series a couple years ago.
Cheetah's going to hang around.
I mean, it is what it is.
Cheetahs had their own language.
I think the Dodgers are pissed. I think they're like really pissed off by what's happened over the last couple of years with this cheating scandal. And they're saying, okay, we're going to get back to what we as Dodgers do with Guggenheim as partners, as our owner. We're going to spend money. Remember a couple of years ago, they were like $300 million in the cap. They're not even close to that right now. I think it's just over $200 million. But I think this was a move because they're saying, if you think you're taking World Series away from us by cheating, we're gonna get it back by spending, by outspending you guys. And Mookie Betts is just the first piece of this. They could be going for more. I mean, who knows? yet what's at stake for them.
Do they make a run for Nolan Arenado?
Maybe.
I mean, look, that would be more prospect-oriented than flat-out money.
But we know that they have a good farm system, the Dodgers, as you just mentioned, the two guys. But there's more of them, and it's valuable. Like, they've been waiting for a really long time, the Dodgers, 1988.
I remember the World Series like that one, like it was yesterday.
I do too, and it's like it's been a long time since they've won a World Series, and they've gotten so close. I mean, last year they won 106 games,
and they're going to win 110 plus this year.
That's right. Their odds, by the way, just ticked up a little bit.
One game it went up. Yeah. I don't know the odds, but they predicted
for the World Series. It was +7, and now it's +400. So
the Yankees are +300, and they're so the Yankees are still the favorite. Although Paxton's out for 3 or 4 months, that doesn't alter the World Series championship aspirations. But Paxton's out. He had a little back procedure today. But keep going.
I see this as the Dodgers saying, "We're going to get our World Series. You're not cheating us." I put that in quotes. You're not cheating us out of it.
Maybe.
And Mookie Betts is just the first move. And David Price, I mean, maybe he finds himself again. They do lose Kenta Maeda and Ross Stripling in this deal as well, which will hurt them, but probably not as much as in reality as it is on paper. So, I mean, you look at their roster, it's fantastic.
Yeah,
the fact that they moved Jock Peterson out as well just tells you, like, this wasn't just to acquire more talent. It was to put ourselves strategically in a place where we can win and win a World Series and win it this season. So I don't think they're done. We'll see what happens.